Hi everyone, welcome back to Novel Nomad and welcome to my Japan TBR. Now something really exciting, especially for Novel Nomad, is that I'm going to be traveling to Japan at the end of this month, and yes, I will be doing vlogs, tags and different videos that you get to enjoy when I come back, because I'll be trying to do as much editing, but I can't guarantee I'll have as good a Wi-Fi connection to upload the videos whilst I'm there. But for the month of March, I've decided to do a Japanese reading month. I'm going to read as much Japanese fiction as I can. Predominantly, I want to read fiction written by Japanese authors. It can be set in Japan, but I want to read own voices. So I do want to read predominantly Japanese authors, so I get the authenticity of the culture and the people themselves. So if you've seen my Cozyathon wrap-up, I have actually already read The Nakano Thrift Shop by Hiromi Kawakami. However, I do have her other novel, Strange Weather in Tokyo, that I do want to get to this month. So not only does Hiromi's books have absolutely beautiful book designs, they are quite interesting. This one I was absolutely fascinated with. I can't say if I absolutely loved it. I definitely liked it. The subtleties of different thoughts, ideas and life in Japan, and within that shop there was elements of magic realism to the story, so I found that utterly fascinating. So with this one, which is her more popular work and came out I believe before the Nakano Thrift Shop, it is about a young woman who reconnects with an old teacher and they basically become drinking buddies and they explore each other's lives, and yet again I think it's going to have slight elements of magic realism. I'm not sure how it's going to go. It's a much shorter book than the Nakano, but I am very much looking forward to it. Next on my list, I was recommended by Babbling Books. Now she is on Instagram and also YouTube, so do check her out. She's an absolutely amazing travel, reading, writing awesomeness person, so you definitely have to check out all of her social media. But she recently came back from Japan, and while she was over there she read the Traveling Cat Chronicles, and this basically sounds absolutely beautiful. It is about a man and his beloved cat as they travel around to meet old friends and really to discover who he is and who he wants to be in the next step of his life. But having the cat as a companion I think is going to be beautiful. Next is a book I picked up because I absolutely love the illustrator. I follow her on her social media, and that is Yuko Shimizu, and she illustrated the cover of Yukio Mishima's The Spring Snow. That illustration is just beautiful. So this book is set in 1912. It to me almost rings out as a Victorian novel because it has the nouveau riche coming into the more wealthy upper class societies, and the two main characters actually come from these nouveau riche families who come from professions and they're quite wealthy but they're not quite culturally acceptable. But these two young men fall in love with a woman from a very, very wealthy family, and they kind of love and loathe her at the same time. But one of the men truly shows his true passion and love for the woman, and they start a very dangerous love affair because she becomes engaged to a prince. The next book is actually written by an American Japanese author, and that is Ruth Ozeki, A Tale for the Time Being. So this book itself has a very fascinating premise. It revolves around a young girl who has decided to write a diary of her great-grandmother, and then it also features a young woman who lives in California, and after 2011 tsunami that hit Japan, a Hello Kitty lunchbox washes up on the Californian shores and is discovered by this young writer, and she discovers the diary that's contained within. So this one I think will be really fascinating because it comes from someone who has a background of both nationalities, American and Japanese, and she utilizes both of those nationalities in this story. So it'll be interesting to see where that perspective plays out compared to the other Japanese novels. Lastly, I have two books that I am saving just in case right towards the end. If I don't finish them, I will take them with me to Japan, and that is definitely going to be Banana Yoshimoto's Kitchen. I saw this over on Katie from Books and Things. She loves Banana Yoshimoto and I really want to get into it. It's only a really, really small, tiny little book, so it'll be perfect to travel with. So this one I'm going to save to absolute end. From what I've heard of Banana Yoshimoto's work is she captures great emotion and feeling on certain topics within society, such as young mothers, children, grief, love, everything like that encapsulated. The human condition is very beautifully treated within these pages. And lastly, one I just recently found at my local bookshop, and that is A Cat, a Man and Two Women by Junichiro Tanizaki. I'm really interested to reading this one. It is once again quite a short book, which is wonderful, just in case I do need to travel with this one. But I loved the premise of this one, not because it had a very interesting ideas of humanity and love. It was more the opposite. It showed how cruel we can be to each other but still be kind and caring to our pets. So basically it's a man who breaks up with his current wife and moves in with his lover, but he refuses to give up their cat, and the first wife just wants to have the cat back to be a companion, but the husband wishes to retain custody of the cat. So there's a lot of underhanded dealings and meanness and cruelness to each other, where on the other hand you have this absolute adoration of the cat. Alright, so if you have any whatsoever recommendations for where I should go to in Japan, what I should read while I'm over there, I'm kind of thinking I'm going to go on a Banana Yoshimura quest. If there's any of her English translated texts in the bookstores over there, I am going to be buying them, because unfortunately they were published about 10 years ago now, and so they're a little bit harder to find, so I thought Japan might be a little bit easier to find them. But if you have any recommendations, Japanese literature, places to see, food to eat, things to drink, things like that, let me know in the comments down below. I'm taking all recommendations at the moment because I'm just so excited and I can't wait. It's going to be amazing because I'm there for the cherry blossom season and it's going to be beautiful. If you want to keep updated on how I'm going with my Japanese TBR, be sure to look over on my Instagram. I usually update in my stories, or hit subscribe. You'll be able to see all my lovely Japanese videos coming up in the not too distant future. And otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Happy reading, and I'll see you next time. Bye!